wasn't expecting to really give two flips about how an amp looked. Welcome back to Home Theater Gurus. Today we've got something special. We've got a ToneWinner amp in for review, so we're going to go ahead and look at it. I normally don't do unboxings, but I've had this thing for like 3 weeks with the carpet and everything. We haven't had a chance to actually get the theater done where I can put all the gear back in here. So I'm just anxious to get these out of the box. So we're going to go ahead and look at them, check them out. They are heavy, I know that. I think this thing weighs like 57, 58 pounds. So if you guys aren't familiar with ToneWinner, I was turned on to them about a year ago. I had a room client that I did a design for, and he just went on and on about ToneWinner and also the company itself, dealing with Amir at Summit HIFI. He just went on and on about it. So I called Amir on the phone, talked to him, and I really liked what he had to say. He's just trying to offer really good products at really affordable prices. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a processor in. I've already confirmed we are going to get it in. The AT300, it's $1,395 for a 16-channel processor, and that is basically a third the price of, I think, the next, cheapest 16-channel out there. So we're going to get that in for review and see what that puppy can do. We're going to put it against, I've got an AVM 70 that's going in this room. So it's going to have its hands full, that's for sure. We'll see how it does. So as far as amplification goes, Amir has sent 2 of these in for review. So we're going to look at this 7300 right here, but we've got 2 of them so we can run the entire room. And so he's going to be handling amplification on this demo room here. And this is actually the 7300 Plus, which is version 2. Now the claim power out with all channels driven, all 7 channels going, is 180 watts with at less than 0.1% distortion. So it's, a lot of power, with all channels driven. That really is a lot of power. And this is a Class AB amplifier with a Class H power supply. All right, so enough about that. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so as you can see, it is double boxed, and it's extremely well packed. But I'm gonna set this on the floor so I can pull this sucker out, because it's dang near 60 pounds. So it's a load. All right, guys, I gotta get back in the gym after I finish building this house, but I tell you what, I could probably use this puppy, to start, because it was a workout getting it out of the box. It's heavy. As you can see, the styrofoam is all cut to fit it perfectly. I mean, it's very, let's say it's FedEx and UPS proof. All right, but let's see what all we've got. We've got some instructions right here. We got our manual. Got a little box. Let's see what's in this box. What's in the box, right? All right, so we've got a power cable and we've got a trigger cable. That's nice. You threw the trigger cable in there. All right, so let's take a look at the amp. It's all wrapped nice in this little sock here. As you can see on the bottom, it's just tied at the bottom. And this is all aluminum. Man, this is a very nice looking amp. All right, guys, so this is the next day, and this is an edit to the original video. No one's asked me to even, to add this. This is just my personal feelings, and I feel like I really need to just add this to the video. I just feel it's important, because this is what has been going on since I made that video. So yesterday and last night, I kept coming in this room. Now this theater is all gutted because we're waiting for carpet. There's nothing else in here, but I kept coming back in here to look at this amp. I didn't see it. I've never seen it before until we unboxed it yesterday. That's the first time I've ever laid eyes on it, except for a picture online. And the pictures don't do it justice. I mean, I'm gonna take some pictures. I don't even know if I can really, for some reason, it's just in person, it's just so much different. But its competition is the XPA7 from Emotiva, the monolith 7-channel amp. But it's, it's like $600 less than the Emotiva. It's cheaper than the monolith by a good bit. Well, you can say, well, the Emotiva's got 200 watts by 7. This one's only 180, 190 if you feed it 240. But in reality, that's the same. You cannot tell 180 from 200 watts. That is a fraction of a dB in extra headroom. It's seriously a fraction of a dB. So realistically, it's the same power. Since this is an unboxing more of an aesthetic and looking at the build and the build quality, it kind of stops right here at the faceplate. And what I mean by that is Okay, if you look at the Emotiva faceplate, it's, you know, brushed aluminum. It looks nice. The monolith faceplate, yeah, I mean, it's not really attractive. I mean, let's get real. But you're not buying it for that. You know, most people, I imagine the people buying the monolith are not buying it to look at the face. It's a good amp. But sometimes people are gonna want an amp where it's visible. And that's where this one takes the cake and honestly destroys, you know, its competition, and even double the price. I mean, I've just not seen an amp that's built like this thing. I mean, this is all aluminum. The Emotiva and the monolith, once you get past the face plates on the monolith and the Emotivas, it's cheap sheet metal, very cheap sheet metal. I mean, you push on them, they're gonna bow in. You know, I guess they're trying to save money, but this thing here is a work of art. I mean, that's what I kept coming in here yesterday looking at it. This is my personal feelings. I just kept coming and looking at how this thing is constructed. All of this aluminum, the top of it, I mean, it doesn't flex. I mean, it's solid, but it's so aesthetically pleasing, you know, with the way everything flows and the lines, you know, and the faceplate is like 90% glass, and it's got your aluminum here, and I mean, it's just aluminum top and bottom, and it's all brushed, and it's just the entire thing is a great looking amp. I mean, I feel kind of silly to be going on and on about a dang amplifier. I am just extremely impressed by the build quality and the materials used on this thing. I wasn't expecting to really give two flips about how an amp looked, but this is just, it's what it's done to me, okay? And it's kind of hard to really stress in a video how well built this thing is. I mean, it's all aluminum. I mean, it's just really, really nice. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus on some of these details here. And I'm not sure if this is a heat sink on the sides right here. I mean, it looks like they almost could be. And on the top right here, we've got some ventilation holes. And it's a really unique design. I mean, it is built like a tank. All right, so on the back here, we've got all of our unbalanced inputs, our RCAs right here. And they've got everything labeled for you, you know, for, I guess, a 7-channel bed layer here, everything you would have in that setup. Of course, in here, we're gonna have Atmos and wides. That's why we have 2 of these amps. Now, you've got balanced and unbalanced switches. You know, you don't really have to have balanced, especially with short runs. In this room, we went ahead and I've got some balanced inputs, even though the processor is gonna be right above the amps. So all of these right here, I'm gonna have switched to the balanced. And it looks like the terminals could easily accept 12 gauge, which is good because we've got 12 gauge for all the bed layer speakers in here, all 9 of them, and the 6 Atmos channels, those have 14 gauge. So, all right, and over here we've got like just a little switch, a reset switch, 120 volts, and the power consumption is 1100 watts. Sometimes people that don't really understand how amplifiers work, they try to equate 1100 watts to, power out of the wall. But you have to remember there's a transformer in here, there's capacitors that hold charges, but don't try to do that. You can't use power consumption to try to figure out how much power, any given amp is going to actually feed the speakers. It just doesn't work that way. So let's go ahead and flip this beast around and look at the front. Now it's got a little piece of plastic on the screen there. You can remove that. There we go. It's a nice looking amp. And you see the needle right there. I don't know if you saw it moving. I was pulling it off, but it's got a VU power output meter. So that's, it's going to look really cool, I think, when it's going. All right, so I mean, it really is a very, very nice or attractive looking amp. Over here we've got a dim button, so I'm guessing we can dim it. And over here is standby, which, I'm sure it's power. And then, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and plug this sucker in. We're not ready to hook it up into the room yet, but let's plug it in and see what it looks like lit up. All right, so there we go. Let's see, little red lights on, it's plugged up. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Let me turn one of these lights off. It might help us see it a little better. Now the dim button, I had to figure it out. It actually must have like 5 or 6 steps of brightness. So now it's off. Now it's a little bit brighter, a little brighter, a little brighter, a little brighter, a little brighter. And it's continually getting brighter. And then back to off. Okay, I didn't know what was wrong because I pressed it and it wasn't going off. It was just, but anyway, I didn't realize it had so many steps of brightness. That's pretty cool. So you can have it as bright or as dim as you want. In this aluminum right here, it's kind of a brushed in this direction for the top and bottom, and then these are kind of going this way. But yeah, that's gonna look really nice in the rack, you know, with two of those, one above the other. That's gonna be nice. Of course, it's gonna be 120 pounds of amplification. All right, guys, so that's the introduction to two of my new friends. Thanks to Amir at Summit HIFI. Go ahead and check them out. Now, be advised, there's a USA or a US and a Canadian site, so the prices are gonna be different depending on which one you're on. So just make sure you're on the right one. When I wanna look them up, I just usually go to Google and type in, you know, ToneWinner USA. If you're in Canada, you know, hit ToneWinner Canada, I guess would bring up the right one. But while you're there, check out the reviews. This particular amp right here has, well, let's see exactly how many. They have 67 reviews for the 7300 right here, and 99% of them are 5 stars, so that's saying something there. So go check them out, go look at the reviews, and if you talk to Amir, tell him you saw it here. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the new videos come out. Give this video a like, and we're gonna have more reviews on this amp once we get it in the room. Of course, I'm looking forward to the AT300 ToneWinner processor, that 16-channel processor. I'm really excited to get that in here. You know, that's gonna be probably a couple months down the road, but you know, go ahead and subscribe so you know when that comes out. That's gonna be a huge deal, you know, for a lot of people that are wanting to add things like wides. And of course, the last video went over wides. So hopefully you guys saw that and you saw how important wides are in small rooms. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I'll see y'all next time.